Yay.
So welcome to What the Body.
Welcome to What the Body. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
We're so excited.
We have Sam Ramsdell. Am I saying your last name right?
Yes, you are.
Ramsdell. I love that. Literally extraordinary of everything. The funniest person you've ever followed on
If you're not following
any
her on
sort of
TikTok,
social
you're not
platform.
living.
I snort laughed so hard the other day. I shot liquid out my nose. I can't remember what you were trying to recreate. It was like one of your, and I literally, like, it made me snort laugh so hard it shot out my nose. You bring so much joy to my life.
It was the leather leggings for me.
Oh God, and the shorts with the pocket in the back. Yeah, you're funny. You're
It's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Some of these new fashion trends are really spooky stuff.
Real bad.
You know, so yes, thank you for that. That is, that's the goal, is to make, a good giggle, make you feel good. That's what I'm here for.
That's what we're all here for. That's why we wanted you on the show, hun.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Our focus is joy.
Yeah, our focus is joy. I'd love to hear the start of your story, but it's not just a TikTok you have.
No, you have all things.
Tell the people.
Tell the people.
So I know, I have some of the things too. I know this is somewhat audio.
Oh, okay. So if you can't see this, I'm going to describe it to you. Okay. Tell us what there are 2 plaques.
Guinness World Records.
2 Guinness. Well, tell us.
2 Guinness World Records. So if you're on the TikToks, you might have seen a girl with a very large mouth, and that is I, the mouth girl. So I got the largest mouth gape.
Oh,
for a female.
Okay.
In the world. I just want to say too, Guinness World Record is a UK, from London. So I don't know what their obsession is with the word gape, but they use gape in everyday language. Where for us, when you hear the word gape, a mouth is not the first thing you think of.
It's like a gaping hole.
Yeah.
Or it's like a porno. You hear that in a porno. It used to just be largest gape. Now it's largest mouth gape, but because I was like, do you think we could be a little more specific on what gape we're talking about?
What kind of gape?
Yeah, I don't want people have the largest gape. People are like,
which one?
Yeah.
Which that's up for you. That's for you to decide. But it's largest mouth gape was the first one that I got.
Okay.
So basically largest mouth for a female in the world. And then recently, I don't know if the widest mouth female went away or what happened to her, but they were literally we, just were looking at the records, and you now also, because I obviously do all the measurements of height and width.
Yeah.
And they were you now have the record too for widest mouth gape.
Oh.
So, which I'm kind of someone was like, what's the difference? I'm like, I don't know. It's just,
it's
listen.
Fucking plaque.
Height and
Let
width.
me have it, okay?
Give it to me.
Let me at least have something. So widest mouth and large. So
look, those are impressive.
Yeah.
Those are hangable.
Yeah, they're heavy duty. I wish they were smaller so I could wear them around.
Yeah.
Carry them with me.
You should just make sure
it's a belt. Yeah.
A belt would be
good. A WWE belt.
Sling the gape.
If you're
your shoulder,
artsy fartsy person, look, we'll make it and we'll send it to you.
Yes. Message me, DM me.
Yeah.
I need a belt with big gape on it.
Largest gape.
Points up though, not down.
Yeah.
Yes, point up. But it's even funny, even in the book, obviously the Guinness World Record book, it's the way they describe my mouth, they're her cavernous maw. It's just these.
No,
where do you guys get these description words? But
it sounds very sexual.
They don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe we just hypersexualize everything. Maybe that's us.
Well, it's also where's the joke in this? We're going for
exactly. That's what I'm actually it's kind of it was kind of like a gift, because now I use gape every other sentence, and
you're never out of content. No,
literally never out of content.
They literally handed me a great joke. So
no,
awesome.
No, and you are also on social media, obviously, and you have a podcast.
I do. So I have a podcast too, Weird and Proud.
Yes.
And
Very aligned.
yes, very aligned. And I do it with my boyfriend James.
James.
And yeah, it's weird, if you can believe it. It's weird.
It's a weird
And
one.
it's more of like, kind of I had started it because I was like, I would love to also interview other like Guinness World Record or other like weird people. And then also, and then it just kind of transitioned to like weird stories. So a lot of the episodes are like people calling in with voicemails with like
Literally
something
the funniest
they do and it gets
we
pretty
send them
weird.
back and forth to each other often.
Yes, we do.
Often.
I know.
Are you even friends if you don't send each other TikToks?
No, I don't think so.
Truly.
I don't want it if we are. If that's the classification for friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it.
So how did all this start for you? I want to hear the story.
So basically,
I mean, your mouth is your mouth, but what's
my mouth is my mouth. Yes, I got mouth surgery 2 years ago. No. That's the other thing too. People are like, how did you get such a big mouth? And for a while I was like, well, in 95 in a bad rhino accident, and it's like making random stuff up. I'm like, no, it's just born with a big mouth. But I, for a long time, was trying to do stand-up comedy. I also sing too. I was like in a band. This is pre-COVID, and I live, kind of outside New York City, like 30 miles outside the city. So I was going back and forth into the city like 5 nights a week, going to like open mics and going to, comedy classes and stuff.
Doing all the things.
Doing improv and all the things. And then, of course, like many other people, once COVID happened, it was like, oh my God, I'm trying to, find something as a creative outlet. And of course, TikTok was blowing up.
Absolutely.
And it was, literally, within like in April of like 2020, I started posting and I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, like I should, I feel like I saw some people other comedians and other performers that were just blowing up. And, I was like, I feel like this could be a really great avenue. And I was kind of playing around with like a bunch of different things. Like, I don't even know if I could scroll back that far, but like some of my first videos, I was trying a little bit of everything, like doing some sketches, songs and cover songs and all type of stuff. And I did one video where I was like, just did crazy faces, with my big mouth. And it got like, 3 million views. And I was like, what? Like I would spend hours on like writing sketches and editing them. And
it's the dumbest shit. Yeah.
It's the dumbest. And then, it takes me 5 seconds. I'm just like, nah, 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 and 3 million views. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And back then, of course, I didn't have the Guinness World Record. I obviously like knew I had a big mouth, like, I obviously knew that. And I saw these other people who like, it was like everyone kind of had their thing or their niche. And I was like, maybe I could use my game as like, kind of my way in. And it just, kind of skyrocketed from there. From obviously Guinness reached out and they were like,
they reached out. Wow. They reached out to you. They said, hey, we saw your large gaping mouth.
In your work. Yes.
We saw your gaper.
What?
Yeah, we saw your cavernous maw. And it was more too that like people were just tagging them like constantly. Because everyone was like, is your mouth is huge. Like, are you like, do you have the biggest mouth in the world? And
that's absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I haven't actually measured.
Yeah. Like, I can
one of the videos.
I can know comedy too.
Yeah.
Well, and that's I obviously try to make it comedic.
Combine it. Yeah.
Because it could, like, listen, if things start not working out, I could always, have another path.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of uses for
use your brain on that one.
Yeah. Lots of things.
Do whatever you want.
Look.
But it was like, all right, this will be, great way, of course, like just like the press from doing Guinness and, making it a part of like my brand. And it's, it kind of works where it is, it's this funny thing that I do. It also, I always had loved the idea of like, hey, if I can like make someone laugh and make someone feel better about something weird that they have, then, then I feel like this is, kind of my way of like being a performer. I was like, this is, really what I'd always wanted to do. So
I fucking love that so much.
Yeah,
you have done that.
Absolutely. And that's what we're doing. I mean, we're creating What the Body to talk about all the weird shit and just what your body does and how can you feel comfortable in your skin,
Yeah.
And I love how you do that through comedy and joy. You just like you put on these crazy outfits and you're like, rah, rah, rah. And it's funny. And everybody's like, yeah, because being uncomfortable, being embarrassed, whatever it is such a waste of energy and time.
Time and
We
effort.
do it.
We
But
do.
it's like,
Don't get me
why?
wrong, but yeah.
There's no point. Just be yourself, be funny, be goofy, be weird. Everybody is. The more comfortable you are, the funnier it actually can be.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
I don't know. What's the weirdest thing somebody's asked you?
ooh.
It is a lot of like, like, do you have a condition? And of course, like I always have these jokes, right? So like someone, it's like, do you have like a medical condition? And I'm always like, yeah, like I do. BFAM disorder. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's big fucking ass mouth disorder. So it's just like,
Because it's such a stupid question.
right. Or like, I always get the question like, what's the biggest thing you've ever put in your mouth?
Oh,
And then I'm even like a press was like doing an article and they were like, what's the biggest thing you've ever put in your mouth? And my natural reaction is just to be like probably your dad. I don't know.
I was just gonna say your dad's dick. Bitch, ask me again. Your mama's
dad. Oh my God.
At the same time.
Do they die of embarrassment or they think it's funny?
I'm like, what do you expect me to say? The biggest thing,
Yeah.
One time one guy was like, well, my dad's dead. And I was like, yeah, well, it took me a really long time to dig him up. He asked me to sit on his face. Like I just did.
You're like, listen, don't with me because we could go for hours.
We could go down that path.
Yeah.
So it's, you try to just have fun with it. But yeah, a lot of, like your boyfriend must be so excited. Like, what does your boyfriend think? I'm like, oh, I know. It just
he really likes my smile. Thanks. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, of course. So my other joke for that is when people are like, your boyfriend must be really happy. And I was like, actually, he doesn't even like when I give him like, the BJ because apparently my mouth makes his dick look small. So I say it's like banging a bucket of warm water. It's like a black hole.
Honestly, like I feel like we should have him on the show.
Yeah.
And be like,
literally.
I mean, that has to take a strong man to be over there, like the butt of every joke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a very good sport. And luckily, like, I don't know how some of these couples do it where like, they both have these big social media platforms because obviously a lot of them are teams and stuff, but it's so nice that like he could literally care less about social media. Like he has an Instagram, but like he never posts. I mean, he hasn't posted in like 7 years.
Oh my God.
He doesn't even have a TikTok. Like he, so it's like it's really nice that there's like that space where he can be like, who cares?
Fuck yeah.
It's all fun. It's just he's such a good sport, obviously.
How did you get him to do the dancing videos and stuff with you?
Well, obviously it started because like, he has a normal job and he like gets, home at 6 p.m. We have dinner and it's like 7, 8 p.m. He like wants to have a beer or watch a game. And I'm like, play with me. So it was like this idea that he's like really like, and it just obviously everyone pointed out like we love when James like looks like he hates you, so we just kind of built upon that to be like and he really like he is numb inside to me. I think it's like when you get it all day long, I think to some point he's like
I don't care about this.
Like,
to me it doesn't look like he hates you. It just looks like he hates TikTok, which is so lovely. It feels very authentic. It's like he's looking at you like, why do you care about this? And that's funny. That's hilarious.
He doesn't want me attacking or anything. It's just relaxing to have someone who's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah.
Have you always been this comfortable or has it been a journey?
It's been a journey. And I feel like too, it's so funny because like, a lot of the times I talk about like how I was bullied, as a kid for having a big mouth. Obviously as a kid too, like it was always 80% of my mouth. And and like some of the same names and like things I was bullied for, like I'm bullied for now by like 13-year-olds on the internet. So it's like this, like, but it's like maybe this chance for me to like take my power back, like this is being able to be like, you guys,
Mhm.
I mean, it has given me like I feel like having a community of people that also are like, you helped me make me feel more comfortable with X, Y, and Z. And, it's like you inspire me to be myself. And those, are like having a community of people who are like supportive and being able to have a platform because of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, three and
Obviously.
a half million is a lot of followers.
That's a fuck ton of followers.
I like can't even sometimes like you can't even like really fathom it. Like
No,
it's hard
it's like
to
Monopoly money. You're like, I'm
yeah.
scared.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people like if I ever see people, and they're like, "Oh, I saw you just did that." And I'm like, "Oh, you watch?" Like I didn't even
Yeah.
know that people actually watch that. Watch
Mhm.
my like I forget sometimes that, like which I guess is a good thing so I don't
Millions of views. You're like, oh yeah, I guess that
I guess people do
statistically
see
could have
me.
been you.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
thought like
Yeah.
someone bought that or bought the followers or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
That's
So it's
fucking
it's
cool.
crazy. It's crazy.
How has this all changed your life?
So funny. I was just talking to my therapist about this. I was like, I feel like a lot of my life hasn't changed as much as like I still live in the same place. I'm still with the same boyfriend. I mean, I have transitioned jobs, but I
Right.
feel like a lot of like what I do day to day is like kind of still the same. Like I still feel like the same person.
Yeah.
And it's like I really because I do have some friends now that are like, sometimes weird about it and like
Mm.
sometimes feel a little indifferent. I feel like sometimes about it, and even family that are like, what? And that makes me more uncomfortable, than
Yeah.
it's
On
like,
your
no,
little
you
TikTok,
can be treated
you're like, shut up.
yeah,
It's a
like
job.
anytime I pull my phone out, people are like, "Oh, are you recording? Are you? I don't want to be in your. I don't want." I'm like, I'm not gonna record you. It's like,
You're not funny, Karen. We
Yeah.
don't want you
right?
actually
Yeah.
on the TikTok.
You're good,
Thank you,
Karen.
though. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, I'm not.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mm.
So
Ugh.
all these people that are saying, which you clearly are helping people feel comfortable if you've got 3.5 million followers. What are some like super inspiring stories that people have shared with you?
Well, I think a lot of it, of course, are like anecdotes of stories that people are like, I was having the worst day, or like I was really someone had messaged me that this is like a couple months ago that they were like, I literally was having such negative thoughts one night that
Mm.
I was on the edge of doing something crazy and I went to my phone and you were the first thing that popped up.
Mm.
First
Whoa.
time I laughed for the first time in like 3 months, and being able to see, you on my TikTok, and then it like brought me out of such a negative place that I was in, and I can't even like thank you enough for
Wow.
and so
Whoa.
like it's moments like that where I'm like, "Oh, like I can have that big of an impact on
Mm.
Yep.
someone." So and just, other people, like especially with mental health, like I talk a lot about mental health and
Right.
anxiety and depression and
Yeah.
I've dealt with. And, a lot of, people have reached out in terms of that, being like, thank you for being so open about this, with
Absolutely.
patient therapy and the things that you go through. It just makes me feel like I'm not the only one, or
Right.
there's some this, it's nice to see someone being so open about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's not
yeah.
all rainbows and laughs. It's
No.
it's hard.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's what I thought about too. Like if I ever, had blown up on social media, I was like, I am going to try to be as authentic
Yeah.
as I possibly
Hmm.
can. Like, if I am having a bad day, like I literally be like, I have no serotonin in my brain right now. Like I'm
Mhm.
not afraid to be like,
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump out my window. But
Yep.
so I think that is nice to see, from
Hmm.
can look on social media and feel like that it's changed a lot over the last couple of years. I just like there's some people that I can't follow because I'm like, you are gonna make me feel bad about myself.
Mhm. We
Yes.
were just talking about
I
this. Yeah.
can't,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yep.
can't follow you. Like, I'm sure you're a lovely person and a nice person, but everything you post makes me feel like shit,
Feel like
you know?
dog shit. Yeah. We just talked
And
about that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, I know that's me and it's not you, but like for my own,
Mhm.
so I was like, I want to be that place where people, can be like, okay, I'm not feeling like
Yeah. I
I'm
can just settle
perfect.
in. Yeah.
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 And be myself and be authentic.
Yeah. And not be like, I just don't want to have to think about anything. Like, is this good for my brand? It's like,
Right.
Mm. Yeah.
whatever, like this is my space, like if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be real as possible, it's like if I'm having a bad day or I'm going through something and I'm like, look, I just like ripped my nails off, like just had a
Mm.
panic attack, like getting
Yeah.
do it,
Look at my bloody
uh,
nubs. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
everything's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is we did this
um
before we like are about to record. I'm stress sweating, you know, she's like the technical person. So she's like worried, is everything set up right? And we're just like, we're like making these weird noises, just like release stress, like, you know, and like, we're just looking at each other and we do a bunch of weird shit. Cause it's just anxiety.
Some of it is recorded. We were doing a blooper reel for sure.
We are.
I love that.
A couple days ago, it was like, like 35 seconds of just that. Yeah.
That's not really on brand, but I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
So
it's just,
you can do whatever you want.
You got to be authentic.
Yeah.
You got to show up authentically.
I think, yeah, and that's like, you know, those are my favorite people to follow. Like I think about what I love to follow and like who like makes me laugh and makes me feel good. That was kind of my thing this year. I was like, I'm not following anyone who doesn't make me feel good. And if like, every time they pop up, I'm like you feel like, you know, like, oh, she looks so skinny and so perfect and like, you know, so rich, you know, and it's like, I'm not doing it anymore, you know, so
skinny, so perfect.
And I sometimes hate it because like you'll ask to unfollow those people, like, don't show me more content like this. And they're on every brand collab ever. And you're like, it's coming from every angle.
Well, you know what I do? You know what my secret is? Is a lot of times I follow someone and then I mute everything that they do. So like I'm following them, but so it's like my, you know, so then the social media won't like pop them up. So, and then like I'm following them, but everything is muted.
Oh, that's really,
I don't know if that's
smart.
a good, but that's, you know, like there are some people who like continually popped up. I was just like, you know what, follow, and then I mute everything that they get tagged.
That is brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm going to do that.
So then like I don't have to block that, you know, I'm like, maybe, if, you know, I don't know, but
I always feel bad blocking people. I do that same thing. I'm like, just don't show me their content anymore. It doesn't make me feel happy. Keep it moving. What are you looking forward to for this coming year? Like what kind of new things do you have on the horizon?
A lot of like what I've been working on currently for the rest of the year is doing live shows.
Ooh.
So, you know, of course, kind of getting back to my roots, you know, doing the stand-up comedy, and I also do write some comedy songs. So I kind of have like this, it's almost like a variety show.
That's fun.
I do stand-up comedy. I have some songs, obviously. James, you know, we bring James up, ask him for a little bit. We do some weird secrets. Like I kind of take some stuff from the pod. So it's like audience, you know, and, you know, participation. And it's a really, I think it's a really fun show. It's really funny. And so, so I've been just booking and trying to, you know, get travel. I'm going to Maine this weekend and then
so pretty.
Texas in June, and then doing like a Canada little tour in August.
Exciting.
Yeah. So hopefully just growing that and like perfecting that and getting to travel. And, you know, we love to travel, love obviously food. You know, that's been a lot of content I've had fun with doing, of course, big crazy foods. And so getting to partner those up when I get to travel and do shows. Like, of course, when I'm going to Texas, I'm like, oh, we got to stay.
We're doing it big.
So we can do all the
tons of content.
Are you
everything's bigger in Texas?
Yeah. Are you going to be there for the state fair?
When is that?
I don't know.
But
you should look that up because it's in the summer.
It's early.
And that state fair is off the chain.
Ridiculous.
Where is it?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Because there's, you know, I'd never been to Texas. So
really?
I'm like, we gotta like make another trip to like go back because I feel like there's so many things.
Yeah.
Austin is one of my favorite cities.
Austin is great.
Ever.
That's
so beautiful.
Where I'll be. And it's whatever weird. They have some sort of saying, stay weird or
like keep it weird. Keep Austin weird.
Yeah, keep Austin weird. So it's on brand.
Yes. It's a super cool city.
Some of the best food I've had. Is in Austin.
Really?
I'm glad you're going to Austin.
Yeah. Go see the bats too. Make sure you go to the bridge and see the bats. They have like this migrant population of bats that come out right at sundown. And you can like float the river and watch them, or just go to the bridge and they literally come out in like the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's ridiculously cool. It smells a little.
I would say experience it from the bridge on the top first.
Yeah. Because you lots of bat shit.
Yeah.
Lots of bat
shit.
It? But it is really fucking cool. Yeah.
So interesting. I've never heard of that. Yeah, I will I'll put that on the list.
I'm excited for you. That's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm very excited. And it's like, you know, of course it's been like years in the making. Like right before COVID, I had booked like my first, then I was kind of calling it like my one woman show. And literally I booked it for like May 1st of 2020 in New York City.
Of course.
it never even ended up happening because the place I was supposed to do it at closed and didn't even survive COVID. So it's like, it's like kind of come full circle where it was like,
I love that.
And just by like kind of leaning into my weirdness and craziness and being myself, like finally being able to like live the dreams, live like career dreams that I'd always wanted like my whole life, which is
who doesn't love a full circle moment? That's fucking sick.
It's a really big deal.
It's so good.
Yeah. How many bookings do you have, or how many places, venues?
So we have like 8 right now. So, but I'm trying to do more. Of course, I love to have James involved, and like he still works a full-time job, which is like, and he wants to come on all these trips mostly too because we partner it with food. So he's like, "There's no way I'm missing Texas. There's no way I'm missing
fucking lobsters in Maine." Yeah.
So we'll see how much we're able to kind of fit in. But a lot of the times, I mean, a lot of it too, of course, I can do a lot in New York City and like kind of near and around here. I have to get on a plane, I'm doing later this summer, Boston, which is like, it's a 2.5. It's not
hour. Yeah.
2.5 hour drive. It's not, we could really do it in one day if we needed to. So
that's exciting. What a great year planned.
Oh, that's a good thing to look forward to too. Like how fun.
Yeah.
I know, to be able to travel. I mean, it's really like, I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful.
That's awesome.
Travel is great, especially when you're doing something that you love. It's like, doesn't really feel
sharing it. Well, this was your goal 3 years ago. And look, it's like you were able to sort of build a fan base in the meantime,
Yeah. Well, and that's what's so funny too, is because there were some times where I'm like, oh, like, am I only going to be known for my mouth? Like that was, it was like, even like, I remember when I was getting the world record, I was like, the night that it like the press release came out and like all these, articles were coming out, like the world's, largest mouth girl. And I was like, shit, am I only going to be known as like mouth girl? Which I still feel like I do kind of fight because like some comedy clubs are like, what do you do? Like put things in your mouth for an hour on stage?
Yeah. Wrong kind of show.
I could if you want. It'd probably be easier.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that was like, I was having these moments where I'm like, shit, like I really, I don't want to be known as like for just my mouth. Like, it's cool, of course. Like,
it's cool, it's funny and
empowering, it's funny. But it's like at the same time, I'm like, I don't want people to just be like, oh, isn't that the girl that like has a huge mouth? So I'm trying to, make sure that I'm also still doing the things that I love and like sharing that on social media.
Yes.
It's so important. Yes. And it's hard because like in the process, sometimes you lose people, ebbs and flows. Like when you start to really lean into what you want to show, people are like, you're no longer song and dancing it for me. I need to quickly walk away. And it's like, okay, bye. There's the door,
Well, I know. And that like drives me crazy. Like literally that just happened. I love ghosts and like dead things and paranormal stuff. And I was like, I just want to like hear people's paranormal stories. Like send me your paranormal stories.
I did see something.
And like so many people messaged me and were like, I'm not following you for that. Like this isn't.
That can be a weird.
Unfollow. I'm unfollowing you. Like, wow, way to disrespect the dead. And I was like, okay, fine, like totally get it. But like it is like things like that where you're like, oh, I just thought that would be fun, like kind of silly little like ghost stories, and it's like try something new. People like
that can be a bit religious for people. I get it.
So it was like, but that's also just like the part of social media. It's like you try things, they don't work. You try more. It's like, that is like the people who are most successful on social media were the ones who have been trying a million things and failed a million times, and then just like
just as many people that don't like it, more people probably love it.
Totally. Well, that's the thing too, and then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna post any paranormal stuff, and then everyone's like, no, paranormal. It's like
you can't make everyone happy.
Exactly. You just gotta do whatever you want.
Fuck around.
That is literally, just talking to my therapist too about this, where I'm like, this has been like one of my life's greatest challenges is to get over the idea that I can make everyone happy and like make everyone like me, because I was like, it gives me so much anxiety, like thinking that there's people out there that don't like me or think negatively of me or whatever. And it's like, you literally, no matter what job you're in, you're never going to make anyone happy. No matter what career, no matter where you are, never.
Ever. The good news is age helps.
age
helps. You turn, the older you get, the less you care. When I turned 40, I was like, oh my God, this is the best age ever. I don't give a fuck about what people think. And then the older, I'm 45, and the older you get, it's like, you realize nobody gave a shit anyway. Nobody cares.
Nobody
no
cares.
One act like they care. They don't care. They don't care.
No one cares about me.
No, it's like, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's how you had so much love to begin with, was you just did whatever you wanted.
Totally. And it's like, someone was like, had told me that once, where it's like, I feel like everyone hates me. Like, I feel like I'm getting like all this, I feel like I'm getting all these trolls. And people are like, everyone's too concerned about themselves. Like, no one really cares. No one cares. Like, sorry, but no one is like thinking about how much they hate you all the time.
It's like when you go to a beach and you're like, I could never wear that to the beach because people are gonna, I'm like, if you are thinking that, everyone else is thinking that. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're wearing. They're so worried about themselves.
Yeah.
It's fine. Keep doing you.
Wear the gem.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I was always, like, I always was like, I feel like everyone's looking at me, and like, like, no one's looking at me. Like, no one cares. It's like, get over yourself, Sam. But yeah, it's like almost, like all these like life lessons that you learn too when you're
that's squishy and good. I'm glad we are big therapy advocates over
therapy.
Here. Yeah.
I got a brain therapist. I got a body therapist. I got what other therapist?
I got a medium
therapist.
You
medium therapist.
A medium therapist.
Yes. We do. You love that kind of stuff. So like you're kind of our people.
Yeah.
We have a Nancy. You need a Nancy.
I started seeing her 3 years ago, and it was everything.
She changed my life.
Yeah.
I just started seeing
amazing. Her. And so
you should she does everything virtually. You should get in contact with Nancy.
Yeah. I was going to say, you guys should definitely send me her.
It's very like, I don't know how into this you are, but went for one reason. And then my sister ended up passing right after I'd gone to her the first time. And my sister's 11 years younger than me. And it was COVID. And then August she passed. And so you don't really understand grief. And I don't mean to take this to a dark place, but I have a point here. You don't really understand grief. Grief is like an emotion that is like fear, anger, happiness, joy. Unless you felt it, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, oh, I'm in solitary confinement and now I have all this grief. I don't know. And so I had seen her once before anyway. And so I kept going to her, and it was very coincidental but convenient that my sister passed during this time. And it was very sudden and confusing and just like a lot of things. And she really was able to, this is how I would describe it. A session with her, which is about an hour and a half, is like 6 months of therapy.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, I know.
She has a shocked face for those that you can't see her.
Yeah.
It is that
game changer.
Yeah. And I don't know what the accent
I don't either.
Okay.
It just came out.
You just practicing.
Literally the same thing.
Literally.
That one came from nowhere.
Okay, I like it.
You need a Nancy.
Yeah. And she really dives into how, everything stems from childhood, right? And so like, and so you go back there with her, and she's able to sort of see if there's fragments throughout different ages. And she was really able to see with both of us, like where the trauma happened, what it was,
and past lives and all the things. And it's like, we're going to that dark spot, but there's a lot of like awesome hippie stuff that she can help you navigate. And
it's fascinating.
Well, I had an energy worker that I was working with too. Yeah, that like taught me a lot. And same kind of thing. It was like, whoa. She wasn't necessarily like a medium, but she read energies and like helped a lot.
Same thing.
Past lives. Yeah. I love that.
We're really into this stuff. We haven't actually done a podcast on this.
Not yet.
We haven't. We want to. I wonder, this is interesting if we have this in common with her. Yeah. Because this could be like a whole other episode that we could get into it if we want to get weird.
Yeah. You should. Yeah.
I love getting weird. Yeah.
I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Like the way your life panned out, everything happens for a reason. Like you're going to take off now in your shows because of the following that you had, but it wouldn't have happened if COVID hadn't happened. And if 2020 hadn't, you know what I mean? Like everything happens for a reason.
It's, what it is. It always reminds me too, when there are like times and you're like, how am I going to get out of this? Like there were times I felt that exact same way and I got out of it, I was able to make through. And there were times where I'm like, my career's over. Like, I'm never going to perform again. Like, we're stuck here in isolation for years.
Everyone's going to die. Yeah.
Like, I'm 32 and I'm like, I haven't gone anywhere. I was doing wedding band, I was in a wedding band. doing like open mics at, midnight in a basement somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh my God, and now look, it's like, I just would have never imagined like 5 years ago, if you had told me I'd be doing this, I would have been like, what
Yeah.
there's
But, and so think about 5 years from now. And
I
that's,
know. We think about that all the time.
Nancy, in the way that we work with her, has just really helped anxiety. And it's just this worry of like, what's going to happen in reality. Like it's already going to happen. It's happening.
She's like, it's written.
Yeah.
It's just playing out. You're
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's happening for a reason. And you're just kind of like,
and it's a lot more deep than this, right? Because we can't really get into all that, but it's fantastic.
It's so good. It's so
I
good.
love that.
So we love a good therapist. We say all of that to just say we got him for everything.
Yes.
And everything's energy. Every single thing is energy.
Yeah.
You walk into a room and you can feel energy. I don't care if you believe in this shit or not. If you're uncomfortable when you walk in somewhere, if you're super comfortable, that is energy, my friends. That is energy. You can go as deep as you want with it.
Yeah. Yep. And it's sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
Some of us feel it more than the others.
Yes.
So we love that.
I love it. Yeah, we gotta have another talk about all
Honestly,
this.
yeah, because the three of us just calmed the fuck down. Did you see that?
I know.
We're all like, woof. We're grounded now. We're like, oh yes.
Well, it's also kind of weird because like you don't really know. You have to kind of test the waters. Like, are you my people?
Right.
Can we be weird together? Can I show you my crystals?
Right.
Right.
Like, let me open my.
Know how many crystals I have around this house and up my gates right now. You wouldn't.
I was gonna say up your gates.
Oh yes.
Always a good gape joke.
Always a good gape joke.
That's the thing. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is.
You always find an opportunity to throw a gape in there.
I just can't. A gape. Oh,
I don't know why I'm clicking.
I don't either. I had an accent. Now you're clicking like you're goading on a horse. Like, what are we doing?
Well, I am gesturing with my hand, which you can't see, and I'm not sure why, because we're talking about gaping, and so that implies
I do that all the time. Where I'm like doing weird stuff. I'm like, oh, you guys can't see this. I don't know.
Oh
my God.
No, they should just go watch the damn YouTube. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Good old YouTube.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. The doggo.
There's a doggy.
Yeah, this is Grace.
This is Gacy girl. Mm-hmm. My old lady's at home because she pulled a muscle. I have an old dog. She's 12. Mm-hmm. And she was here on Tuesday. We had 3 that we filmed on Tuesday. And she just played a little too hard. And now
she pulled a muscle.
She's limping like crazy. Aww. And so I said, you can stay. Normally we have them both here. And it's like kind of a circus because they come in and they do the things and sniff and pant. And we're like, you got to go. But we, it's a whole thing. So
the story of our life, because we also record our podcast in our house and we have 4 cats and a dog.
Oh God.
Stop.
Wow.
And so they're, they're like jumping on, and fighting, and it's like and everyone settle.
Yeah.
Find a seat.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So when does the tour start? Where can people go to find all of this info?
Yes. So obviously on social media, I post about it. Sam Ramsdell 5, mostly on Instagram and TikTok. You can also go, so SamanthaRamsdell.com. And if you go /events, I'll list, all the.
Okay. And that's where people can buy tickets and stuff?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Or also the link, you can go to my social media pages and I have the link there too.
Okay.
So
beautiful.
When does this start? When is the first?
This weekend.
Oh my God. That's huge.
But, it's also one of those things too, where I have been working on it. Like I've done, I was doing a couple shows where I was jumping on, like especially in New York City, there are a lot of like clubs that'll have like 7, 8 comics. And, I've been working 10 minutes here and there and kind of working on this show for like the last year, kind of testing out new material, see what works, what doesn't. So it's been like years in the work, having the show.
It's just, it's like the fruition of all of your hard work. It's like, I'm feeling
Netflix for sure. You're going to end up on Netflix.
That's the ultimate.
We'll be in the back with the crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, you guys and your
staging the place.
Your Palo Alto and
over here. Palo Alto. I'm gonna go burn some right now.
Yeah.
We will be your biggest fans for sure.
Oh, can we do another episode about this weird shit?
Please, because I have notes and notes and notes about all the
Oh my
things.
God.
Oh, I
Yes.
want to do that.
Let's do that.
That's going to be cool.
We can even use it as like a bonus episode.
Absolutely.
Totally. People who are interested. Yeah.
Oh, love to see that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this was so good.
This was really good. I'm going to clap to let us know it's time to.
We got to reconvene back in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you for coming and just spending your
Thank you
time
guys
with us.
so much. Of course, you guys are amazing. I'm so glad we get to connect. Keep me posted. We'll keep chatting. We'll do some more, we'll get into some other weird stuff. Would love to meet you guys in person eventually, but I appreciate you guys. And I'll keep you posted on the hickey.
All right. That sounds great. The hickey.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. But that was funny. It was very funny.
Well, good luck this weekend. You don't need it.
You
Break a leg. What all they say. And you're going to do fantastic. I cannot wait to watch you just run this shit because that's what you're about to do.
Oh,
it's going to be amazing.
Netflix in the back.
Throwing crystals at her. She's going to be like, okay, calm down with
Everyone knocked with
It's part of the act, kids. It's part of the act.
We know her.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, I can't wait. But thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Thank you guys. All right.
Being
I'll
you.
talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.